thoughts. And if you are with me, please give me a one, drop a one on the chat to let me know if you are with me today. We've got some really, really cool things that we are going to discuss in the world of real estate and all things money. And now is an opportunity to talk money. And I am here with our new co-host and business partner, Miss Shauna King. And everybody knows Mr.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nick here again.
Right. And man himself, Mr. Solomon Deadly, Luis.
Hey, nice to see y'all.
So cool deal. We everybody, if you could see us, drop a one in the chat. Drop a one in the chat just before we get started. We want to make sure that we are locked in. We got some really, really cool content that we are going to be giving everyone. Let me see before we get started. I want to get our numbers up. We're going to get up there. Let's get up. Now, one of the first questions before we get rocking and rolling is we want to know how many people are interested in buying or selling a home. Like, have you been at a point in your life right now where you're like, okay, I'm ready to make this move and purchase a new home? It's a lot of things that have been going on in the market, especially with COVID, that's hit our whole world and really engulfed our world. So a lot of people have a lot of questions, a lot of skepticisms as far as what's going on with the real estate market. So we're here to help answer those questions. So if you are here, you got some questions, please leave one in the chat. And then also don't be shy, ask a question. So, all right, I think we're good. We got people live here. So I guess let's get going. So tell me, guys, what is, Miss Shauna, what is your take so far on the market as a whole right now? Let's just go up in the broad question.
I would say it's crazy in these streets.
Crazy in the streets.
Yeah, we were just having this discussion the other day. Basically, we had one client who we put 6 offers in over the last week and a half.
Right.
And we got to the point where we weren't even showing the homes anymore. We were just basically going in blind, putting in offers. 5,000 over, removing closing costs. I mean, it's crazy. And it wasn't even a low price point. It was, average price point, 250 range. So you would think you'd probably see that in 160s, 150s range, but this was 250. And I was like, I haven't seen this since Harvey. So
wow.
There's a bunch of different factors that are kind of contributing to that. And I kind of wrote down a few that kind of stick out, but it's insane. It's really insane. So you have your buyers all over the place, looking at multiple showings, and then just to get home and put in an offer, I'm like, lose. And this is like,
right.
This is crazy. We got to come. What's the strategy to win? I don't like getting no's. So me personally.
Right.
So,
one of the things I guess that would attribute to that is just low inventory. It's,
for sure.
It's not enough properties on the market, at this given time, and that's just making the competition even that much greater.
Yeah. So usually you want to have about 4 months worth of inventory on the market. So the statistics are probably cut in half right now.
Yeah. Based on this last report here from HAR, it says it's only about 2.5 months of inventory.
So
yeah, only 2.5 months.
2.5 months rolling of inventory. That's
right.
That's almost half
yeah.
of what's necessary to keep it afloat.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
We need some sellers.
Absolutely.
More sellers.
Yeah, so it's a good. So I guess what you're saying is right now it's a good time to sell. If you have a house, you can get top dollar for your home, and it's just a beautiful situation right now for sellers, right?
Yeah, it is. But here's another thing that we're running into. So there's a reason that a seller's going to sell. They're either downsizing, they're either upsizing. Their family situation has changed, or they're relocating. If they're not relocating out of Texas, it's tough because they're also in that same frenzy.
Shopping,
they're in that same pool of house on the market for 2 days and it's under one day and it's under contract. You know what I mean? So even sellers that want to sell are competing in the same buyer market. That's insane because interest rates are next to nothing. So it's just creating a hamster wheel for everybody. You know, even they literally have to maybe go into a rental for a little period of time to be able to focus on getting a house. Yeah, it's crazy. So
that may not even be a bad thing, just so that it does allow them to get the home that they want as opposed to settling. And then I think that's kind of what you get whenever you just start firing things off.
You get
impatient.
Yeah,
you
get desperate.
I'm tired of looking at houses.
Putting off on that one. It's like, this isn't what you asked for. Why are we buying this house? And it's also tough for lower income people that are also buying, because we deal with a lot of first time home buyers. We use a lot of down payment assistance programs. That's one of our niches, and so these people don't have the financial means and availability to say, let's just pay $5,000 over, and if it doesn't appraise, we're coming out of pocket.
Right.
Or on another spectrum, we need closing costs. Our credit's there. We worked really hard to get our credit to a 640. Some of the down payment programs are back at 620 or whatnot, but typically 640 right now. And so their front's covered, but they need the back to come from the seller. Well, the seller's getting top dollar off top. So
Absolutely.
all those people in that group are just like, hey, when do we get a house? They work so hard to fix credit issues and get into a better financial behavior, right? Because credit issues usually are just behavioral, unless you if they're really bad divorce or something, they just stun you.
Right.
But so we feel bad because we're like, man, we want to put you in a home, but we're doing all of our research on the back end. We're looking and seeing how much is the seller going to profit. I mean, we're doing all these extra things that are necessary to win, and we're still losing. So it's frustrating. Buyers are frustrated, and I get it. Because it's
brings up a good point. So, what are some of the things that you have seen in terms of credit issues that seems to trip up buyers? I mean, I know something I've seen in terms of buyers, but we want to let people know, like, what different things could they do to put themselves in a better position to be a qualified buyer.
We need a whole other episode on credit. I mean, seriously, we really do. Because there's so many different strategies, but I think at the end of the day, to be honest with you, it goes down to educating your buyer.
Right.
You have to teach them what to do, what not to do, and then basically, if it's a credit score that's hovering, 641 or something, you're like, look, don't do anything without calling. I don't care what it is. If you're trying to pay a bill, just I have kind of a guideline, that I've kind of come up with buyers that are there that I send out to them, like a timeline. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what I need from you. And any variance from that, you need to pick up the phone and call me. I mean, even if it's, paying off a cons account. A lot of times people will think, well, I'm helping myself because I'm paying off this bill. Like, well, you just lost points because now we lost a line of credit. But you have 24 monthly payments on
right.
I think we definitely should hit a credit check for sure.
Most definitely. Absolutely. There's going to be a future episode for sure because
we got lots to talk about.
Got a lot to talk about now.
Strategies, learning, everything.
The age of the account is a huge thing.
Everything. We got credit specialists on deck.
So you got a few different credit cards. The utilization. That's a key point. You kind of want to keep your credit lines 30% or below.
For sure.
I always tell people really about 15 to 20%. Just to be ideal, but.
So they push it, you tell them 15 and they do 30, you know what I mean? That's how everybody is, right? Push the envelope. But another thing that's also making Texas crazy right now is we're so lucrative. Like, we are the golden spot right now. Our economy is tough. We've got, oil and gas is going to continue to power us, and our housing market is strong. So you've got, what'd you say, burning in California? You've got people, the
Yeah.
climate, you know.
Yeah.
You got all
People
type
burn
of
it up,
natural
they gotta
disasters,
move, you
from
know?
California to the hurricanes. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we just had 2 hit already. You know, so
There were like 5 in the Gulf or something, like
Yeah.
yesterday or something. Somebody told me, I was like, man, I'm too busy out here. Let me know if it's going to hit us. Like you told me the other day, the hurricane's going to hit. Because I was like, I'm
Yeah.
from Louisiana. I was like, man, I don't know what's going on anywhere except
I know.
This
I
little
know.
bubble,
We
little
don't.
real
We
estate
don't know
bubble.
from like day to day, like what's the weather, whether we got common issues or we don't have common issues. It's interesting.
It's crazy. So yeah, you've got, and then, so for example, we had a client that relocated from California, right? So she had a nice, decent home in California, $600,000 property.
Yeah.
She came over here, dropped $200,000 cash in Kingwood, and pocketed the other $400,000. So we're also competing with those people who, you know, the cost of living in New York or Massachusetts,
Absolutely.
California. I mean, they're getting mansions over here for nothing and putting the rest in their pocket and retiring.
Yep, really good.
You know?
So that's a plug for the state of Texas. Well, moving to Houston and coming to work with some of the top real estate people here, especially if you're watching us from California, New York. Come on over to Houston.
We got
Give us
room
a
for
call.
you.
My number is 832-577-2794. You can reach out to us from that perspective for sure. Nick, you said something interesting that I think people would definitely want to know about as far as age of accounts. I thought that's pretty interesting, especially for someone who's at a point where they're like, okay, I need to get my credit fixed, but what does he mean about age of account, like, and how that affects them getting qualified as a seasoned buyer?
Yeah, true. So essentially, the longer you have an account open, the more that speaks to the lender. So if you have if let's say for instance, if you just go get a brand new, let's say, secured credit line for some reason, just to help build up your history, that's not going to be anything that really speaks to the lender. One, because it doesn't show you paying any history on it.
Right.
2, it's just a brand new account, so it may not even appear on your credit report
Right.
just yet. Then 3, having something that has been of age, it just shows, okay, this person has stability. They've been making all these payments for, every single month. It just shows how well of a candidate you are to get qualified for a loan.
I always say if you want to date somebody, you need to look at their credit report.
That's one of your qualifying questions. Hey,
Break it out. Let's go. All 3 bureaus don't be coming short,
Yeah.
I just look on there and see, right here.
Just bring that on the first date.
Yeah,
Bring
like
that on the
this,
first
August,
date.
September, October, that's the issues right here. Yeah.
So we're gonna have some.
And one of the good things about working with us
I see
as
some problems.
We got some areas of opportunity. We like to call them.
We got some stuff that credit repair ain't gonna fix.
We got some
one of the good things
opportunity.
about working with us too, we got in-house credit repair. Go to my website, GanttCreditSolutions.com.
How do you spell that?
GANTT creditsolutions.com. So hit us up, check out our services, and we can definitely take care of you and help you get into your new home with the EXP team.
Yeah, I say let people that are, experts in different fields handle that stuff. So, if you got credit issues, let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
make it work. Let's make it work.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
So here's a funny one. So COVID crazies, right?
All right.
So COVID crazy. What is COVID crazies? So there was, when COVID first hit the streets, so shit hit the fan, March, right? Everybody's like, are we dying tomorrow? Is the zombie apocalypse happening? Am I going to have a job? There's too many unknown variables, right? So those people were kind of held back from buying. Some of them are. We stay pretty busy still, but a large portion of buyers were like, let's just chill and let's see what happens, as it goes forward. So
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
when we got opened up in May, right? The governor was like, no, this is Texas, we got to go.
He really was
Yeah.
like, nah, we gotta make some money.
We gotta go. Yeah. So when he opened up, it was in May. So what happens in May with buyers?
I mean, it's hot. It's hot.
It's summertime.
It's summertime.
It's kids. They're out of school,
So they
and
out of school.
everybody's looking to move because they want to be in the new place by August.
Absolutely.
And so soon as the floodgates opened in May, we had the COVID crazies. We had the regular summer parents. and then we have the relocation people from out of state. So all three of those things were
Trying
like
to
a
buy all at
trifecta.
once.
Yes,
Yeah.
man. It's like, hold up, this is crazy, you know? And on top of the climate stuff that's happening. So we even look even that more attractive on paper. $300,000 house over here is $1 million somewhere else, you know? So all three of those things that happen at the same time, and here we are like, what? I got you. Like, hold on. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, let's go sleep tomorrow. Yeah, when I die. I mean, it's nuts, you know? So we have one client that, you know, we won't say no names because maybe he might watch this one day, but
Probably watching
right now, yeah. But he was looking at new construction, and there was a bug in his ear. Somebody at work was like, you know, just ride it out. People ain't buying right now. They're gonna drop the prices. They're gonna drop the prices. They're gonna drop the prices. Did they drop the prices? No.
Nah, it did. You know, it was the inverse.
Prices went up.
Yes.
It was the inverse.
New home construction is like.
Cost went up.
So why do you think new home construction sales have skyrocketed?
Exactly. It's just demand. Supply's got to be demand, and you know, within any industry, and you've seen that happen definitely here in the real estate market itself. And I think through what happened with COVID, it created a hyper demand. There's been so much fluctuation, even in different markets, even with stocks.
Like toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Why was the toilet paper gone? I'm like, I want to buy my house too. What's up? You know?
Now I'll tell you why. Man. People during that little small time frame.
It was a couple of different times. We're neighbors.
Well,
so
yeah, you're right.
I wish I
But
went to the same store.
I don't know. Whenever he first got locked down, you know, I watched several type of different pandemic movies, and for some reason it was a recurrent theme.
Oh, yeah, I saw on Netflix too, right? Like,
Toilet paper was gone, you know, so I think that just kind of created some type of frenzy, you know, and also, you know, people just getting, you know, fanatic about stuff. But
and we also have to understand that.
That was one of the first movies I saw. Like,
Was it?
What was it
Pandemic?
called? It was called Pandemic. What
I think
was
it
it?
was.
Yeah, the lady like came in at the beginning in the hospital and like they exploded. I don't know. It was,
When I was hibernating, I was like,
I feel like they know more now. I feel like they
My
know
wife and I,
more.
we watched this movie. This guy was in the movie theater, and he just started sneezing, and it showed like little particles.
Yes, and you were like,
And I'm like, oh, hey,
where's that mask at?
Where the mask at?
Get the sanitizer.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff
true.
was
It's
crazy.
true.
I'm not even, trust me, I think we were all kind of shell shocked when, you know, it first came out because it was just something uncharted territory. You know, that.
and it's been I think a frightening experience for everybody really, and you know, of course, you have different people who've looked at it in different ways, but I think it's been something that I know that we've definitely taken serious in our household. We've taken precautions and had to just really just say, okay, this is just how we're going to operate right now.
Is that why you didn't get that McLaren?
That's why I didn't get them. That's why I didn't get them.
I do have a serious question. Guess we can kind of switch gears a little bit, but I'm just looking at some numbers here. August 2019, average home sales price here in the greater Houston area was right about $310. Average home sales price now is up 7.8% at $335.
And when you're pulling this information from
From HAR.com. This is the September 2020 MLS press release.
if you don't know what HAR
And
is,
so-
that's the Houston Association of Realtors. So this is a verified source.
And so with that, I mean, do y'all think that, you know, we're coming to some type of a bubble?
Most definitely.
Okay.
We contemplated listing our house because I'm like, this is the time. This is top dollar right now. You can't have something that continues to appreciate and appreciate and
And not
appreciate.
expect to drop.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to, you know?
Yeah, that
I'm not trying to be
correction's
Debbie
gotta
Downer, so,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
get that stuff on the market now. But we'll even experience that as homeowners ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, if we're not moving, then we're going to stay for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I definitely think that there is going to be some type of bust soon.
I was watching Bloomberg yesterday, and there was I forget the guy's name, but he had, you know, saw that we were, you know, moving towards some type of pullback in the real estate market. And I did notice today that the Federal Reserve decided to keep interest rates where they are. So
Well, they can't go any more negative.
No, it can't go no more negative. So it's a good time also to buy a house as well. So that's the flip side. Interest rates are at an all-time low. It's a good time to buy a house as well.
Also, a good time to refi.
Oh man!
Obviously, that I've heard that's one of the reasons closings are taking a longer time. You know, one, like you said, the appraiser age dealing with COVID, but couple that with refis and actual purchases.
Yeah,
you know,
it's double down.
It's a double down effect on the time to close. So if you are expecting to buy a home,
there is no more 30-day closing.
If you can stick to 30 days, great, but expect some type of a delay in the process because of all the different guidelines and time.
We've had several lenders tell us 45 days minimum on contracts. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Possibly longer. Just depends. So the only really way to combat that is shorter option periods.
Yeah. Well, there's been there was a couple deals that I ran into this summer where we had issues because of the appraisers. Just a short, the appraisers are so slammed to where, it just pushed so many days back. So I've been seeing that.
They're way overworked right now. And like I was telling them, it's like, the average age of the appraiser right now, 50% of their base is 51 to 65 years old. As soon as COVID hit, they're like, "No, I'm the target age. I gotta go."
So the appraiser
this is the time for me to retire. That's it. I get it. Okay, I hear you. I'm out. Let's go fishing every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're not being replenished.
So if you're looking for a career,
yeah,
hop on and get your appraiser license.
For sure.
Find you a mentor to link up with and get your appraiser license because we do need appraisers out here.
You got jobs for days.
I mean, this is the Money Talks episode. How can you get plugged in to something to make some money? So guess what? Get your appraiser license if you are looking for an opportunity and get linked up with a mentor. I believe that's how it works with appraisers.
We're in the cloud.
In the cloud.
So
we're the cloud office. We're in the cloud office.
Check it out. Anybody have any questions out there? I mean, now I think it's a good time to open up the chat line. Well, it's been open.
Q&A.
Thank you, Elizabeth Jammer, for the shout out for good info. Let me see what do we have coming through. No questions. I think we've answered
all the questions. That's what you get. You get delivery.
No questions, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Every Wednesday we will be here for Money Talks. Each week will be something different, but we still will all talk about money. Because money makes the world go round. So
I just can't. Whenever you say that, it's like, I have to say it. I don't know.
We get the music going or something.
Exactly. We need that in the background.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need. So anyway, tune in next week. We appreciate you guys. This is Will G signing off. And remember,
see you guys next week.
One flip away. Holla.